So I preface this by saying, simple message, right? Simple gospel message. I didn't go to theology school. I might be able to spell theology, I don't know. No, I'm not even going to go there. But a man shared the simple love of Jesus with me. And because of that, I wanted to know more. I'm inquisitive. Are you guys inquisitive?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to know how stuff works. When I was a kid, I used to take all the toys apart to see how they worked. Never got them back together. And all the king's horses and all the king's probably because I used a hammer to take them apart. Not good. I didn't know I was a carpenter then. But I was inquisitive. And the more this guy talked to me, the more interested I was. See, I kind of grew up like, I knew I was bad because my parents always told me I was bad since I was real little. You're bad. And so I was like, okay, I guess that's my lot in life. And, and then they were like, I get sent home from school for being bad or something. And they kept saying, you're bad, you're going to go to jail. So when I started going to jail, they acted surprised. And I was like, I don't know why you're surprised. You've been telling me that since I was like 9 or 10. You kind of called this into my future. So, this man just shared stuff with me that I didn't realize. See, I always thought God was mad at me, and he had a big stick, and he was out to hit me with it. And I was about half right. God had 2 big sticks. Looked like a cross. But he was out to love me with it, not hit me with it. And that was something I really didn't understand. Like, I got to know more. So, I talked to you a little bit about the simple message of the gospel. And the gospel means good news. It's good news. God loves everybody on the planet. Well, he couldn't love this one. He couldn't love that one. He does. It's what they do that he's got a problem with. But he loves them. Can you separate what they do from the person themselves? Well, yeah, my parents still love me, but they didn't like what I did, right? They didn't throw me out of the house or shoot me or nothing. Thank God, it was close a couple times. But they still love me. Kids are disobedient sometimes, right? But you don't throw them out, you don't throw a baby out with the bathwater, do you? No. So, this man was very patient with me, and he was ministering to me in a county jail, and knew that I was to be sentenced to prison. So why would he bother to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with a guy that was on his way to the penitentiary? Because he told me that God loved me, and he told me that God sent him to me to share that with me. And I looked at this guy and I thought, wow, you've really got the wrong guy. You have no idea who I am or what I've done for all them years, man. You wouldn't be talking to me if you knew. And Jesus had the same problem with the Pharisee that was thinking in his heart, if Jesus knew who this chick was, he wouldn't have nothing to do with her. She's a sinner. We know her all over town. Bad news, this one. But Jesus read his heart, read his mind, and said, listen, when I came here, you didn't do nothing for me. This chick, since I visited, has not ceased to wash my feet with her tears and dry my feet with her hair. You didn't even give me a little kiss on the cheek when I walked in. This chick's been at my feet the whole time. I tell you right now, this one's got something coming. You, not so much. It's a matter of heart. seen some pretty tough guys break down and cry when they received Jesus into their heart. When I received Jesus into my heart, it was a dive over the pool moment. I had no reservations. I just wanted it all. I needed it all. And he came through. So, why am I sharing this with you guys? Because I want you to be able to share some things with other people too. This one's dead. See if I got batteries? Dirtbags does. I think that's what it was. Must have been. I can still shout.
Shout it out.
I do it all the time at work. When you share the gospel from a sincere heart, from a heart that's been changed, people will take notice. They'll take notice. You don't have to go to school.
Right.
You don't have to be vetted by a board to share the gospel. Jesus never said that. He said, go ye into all the world, man, and preach the gospel, the good news to humanity. Good, bad, or ugly. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, they're bags. Oh, man. Thank you, Pastor Todd. You guys like Pastor Todd or dirt bags? Huh? Dirt bags. Thank you, Reverend Todd Hayward. Everybody's going, who? Thanks, dirt bags. Nope, he just said go out and preach the word to everybody.
Amen.
And I thought, well, there's a million scriptures on evangelism, there's a million scriptures on this, there's a million scriptures on that. I said, well, where do you want me to start? Because believe it or not, I know something. Just because I didn't go to school don't mean I don't know nothing. I can hold my own with just about any theological guy. But I get weird. And my stopper has always been, that ain't what Jesus said. And they got nothing left once I start quoting Jesus. I ain't the way we learned it. What's right here? Give me your Bible. I bet it's in there too. Yeah, there it is. I like simple. I don't like complicated. How many like complicated? You want to spend all time trying to, or just give it to me, right? Check this out from the Message. This is John 3:16 from the Message Bible, which is probably the easiest flowing translation you'll ever get. But not here. There it is. All right. Thanks, sir. It's John 3:16. Now we could probably all quote, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. We know that one. But listen to how the Message says. It's pretty cool. This is how much God loved the world. He gave his Son, his one and only Son. And this is why. So that no one need to be destroyed. By believing in him, anyone can have a whole and everlasting life.
Amen.
What do you mean a whole life? Well, I used to have a hole in my life.
Yeah.
And there was a void inside of me. And it was restless. And I tried to fill that void with all the worldly stuff that the world had to offer. And sometimes it would plug the hole, but it was temporal. What do I mean by that? It's temporary. It didn't last long. So when that left me, the hole got bigger. So I'd have to put more in it to try and close it down. But it would get bigger. That hole will consume you.
Amen.
Until you plug that hole with what it really yearns for. The love of God.
Amen.
The love of God. That's all it is. And guess what? I spent thousands of dollars trying to fill that hole. And the gospel was free. It was a gift from God.
Free.
Wow! Who knew? Motorcycles, marriages, all kinds of nasty drugs and alcohol and crazy stuff, machine guns, everything. All I needed was the gospel.
Amen.
To satisfy that craving that was deep inside of me, and I didn't know how to fill it. I was reaching for everything. Look at the people that you know, man, they're reaching for everything. Fantasy football, this, that, and the other thing, a new car, gotta get a boat, go on a vacation. And yet they're still unhappy. You might be thinking, well, a winning lottery ticket would turn me around. They go broke probably within a couple of years, the millionaire lottery winners. And if money was everything, why do millionaires commit suicide?
Mm-hmm.
You'd think, but it don't work like that. Nope. Spiritual. It's God that fills the void. These guys went through terrible tragedy. But God filled the void. Kept them going and going strong. They minister to other people now. You'd think they'd have thrown in the towel, crawled in a hole, and said, why, God, why? Nope. They said, well, life sucks sometimes. But I know you've got a plan for us. And there it is. And there it is. Now they're ministering to people, sharing the love of God. You don't know what I've been through. I love it when they tell her that. She goes, "Here, you don't know what I've been through."
Yeah.
You know? They're going, how do you maintain? How do you guys keep going?
Mm-hmm.
Well, love of God.
Amen.
I get to see my kid again.
Amen.
I'm ringing a little bit. Can you turn me down, bro? Just a little bit. Thank you. This guy's going the wrong way, huh? Probably. But that's how we get through stuff. And it could be something as tragic as what Elaine and Rich went through, or it could be something crazy like a piece of bologna on the floor and a hole in your toilet. I don't know. But I know we always get through everything. We always get through because of the love of God.
Amen.
And He loves the whole world like this. He said, listen to me, I'll give you life. Choose life, choose death. I put it before you today, but choose life, man. I'll even help you with your decision. But it's your decision.
Right.
You have to be the one that makes the choice. You're born into sin. That's not hard to figure out. Turn on the TV.
Right.
Backtrack a few years in your life. You'll see you made some horrendous, sinful decisions. And you're like, well, I never killed anybody. You ever tell a lie?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God calls sin, sin. He ain't happy with none of it. He can't hang out with none of it. He put all the sin on the world on Jesus Christ as He hung on that cross. And when He put the sin of the world on His only begotten Son, He couldn't look at Jesus no more. Because God can't look upon the sin. That's why Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me? God took His hand off His Son because He put all the sin on Him. Horrendous. What faith Jesus had to be resurrected by the Father. Knew the plan. Knew what it was going to cost Him. Knew it was going to hurt. Knew it was a sacrifice. And still remained faithful to the mission. And God was faithful. Brought Him back. Amen? The one and only sacrifice for sin for all of us. Generation after generation after generation. For scumbag, drug addict bikers, for the sweet librarian, for anybody,
Amen.
for anyone. Don't assume everybody's walking with Jesus. Don't assume that. Just because they might be wearing a little cross around their neck don't mean nothing. I watch some hip-hop guys with big crosses on their neck singing songs about violence and human trafficking and all kinds of weird stuff going, yo, I just want to thank the man upstairs for helping put me in this position. I'm thinking God didn't have nothing to do with any of that stuff.
Not that God.
Yeah, Lane said, no, not that God, not our God, amen?
Right.
But check out the next verse. Give me the next one. 17. Everybody can quote 3:16, but you know, 17 really tells its own story. God didn't go all the trouble of sending his son merely to point an accusing finger, telling the world how bad it was. He came to help and put the world right again.
Thank God.
Amen.
He didn't come pointing stuff out. He just came and loved. You know, it's the love of God that causes people to repent of what they're doing. It's the love of God that causes people to embrace God. I don't care who you are, you need love.
Right.
You need love. And aren't you guys just so glad that God's love isn't based on your performance?
True. Yeah.
Because you know, we fall short sometimes, don't we? We have a little clicker back there that counts attendance, and I thought, man, would it be terrible if somebody followed me around all day, clicking every time I said something or did something. I don't think he clicks that high. Yet God knows our hearts, right?
Right.
My heart's for him. So while you're following God, we're all on different levels trying to attain, like Paul said. Paul was the apostle, man. He did all kinds of exploits for Jesus. He said, you know, it's not that I've already attained or have arrived or anything. He said, man, I'm far from it. He said, but one thing I know, I push for the prize of his call. I just keep plugging. I'm going to keep a stepping. I'm going to continue marching. And that poor guy's been through the ringer, man. I wouldn't have gone on a boat with him.
Yeah.
Let me check the manifest of this ship. Paul of Tarsus. I'll take the next boat. It ain't coming for 3 months. That's okay. I'll wait, because that one's going down. Every boat that guy got on sunk. Got caught in a bad storm, whatever. Hey, Paul, can I travel with you? Sure, come on. We're probably going to get attacked and robbed. I can use the company. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'll take the next taxi, next caravan. Yet he kept going. Kept going. Proclaimed Jesus to a world of pagan God, pagan people. Didn't know nothing about God. They had their own gods. Some of them were statues. Some of them were this. Some of them were theories. Paul just stood up there and started preaching.
Amen.
Oh, there were some synagogues in town, and they didn't like him either. Tough crowd. Yet he did it. How did he do it? Well, the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit that resides inside of everyone that's confessed with a true heart Jesus is Lord. And the baptism of the Holy Spirit, which takes that's inside and pushes it out.
Amen.
Which is like making you the Energizer Bunny. It'll pump you up.
Amen.
And you ain't going to be afraid. The words come. Everything just boom. You'll be standing there going, that was cool. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard my mouth say that. I'm like, man, that was cool. And the Holy Spirit will let you take credit for that. Adam, boy, do it again. I'll put some more in there. Just keep opening the app. I'll put the good stuff in there. Like, cool. He didn't come to condemn the world. You can see it's a toilet. There's a battle right now. Good need, good need, good need. And fortunately, here, the good people are starting to stand up going, we've had enough of you. We've had enough of lies and shadowy stuff. Put the light on. Wake people up. Abortion laws. Crazy. You got to fight for your right to party. You know that song?
Yeah. With Christ.
You got to fight for your right for the gospel.
Right. Amen.
Because if it was up to some people, we wouldn't be meeting here. If they turn this into some kind of free clinic or something crazy weird, it'd be bad. We got to fight. We got to let people know we ain't sitting down no more.
Amen.
And when they ask us a reason for that, we got to tell them, Jesus
Amen.
gives me the right to stand up and be bold. And not stupid bold. You got to be willing. We're ready to have an answer. Ready to have an answer. They asked this one preacher one time, what's the most spiritual song he knew? And he thought about it for a second and he sang, Jesus loves me, this I know, Word of God tells me so. And the guy was floored, you know, this guy was like some kind of big, and the guy was like, that's it? And he goes, that's enough.
Amen.
Is it simple? Absolutely it's simple. That was the whole idea. It's the simple, sometimes people miss it. I'm blessed to have a congregation like you guys.
Thank
You like it simple.
you. Amen.
You're not looking for titles, doctor or divinity or something like that with me. I'm just giving you my heart from the Word of God.
Amen.
God put the anointing on what I do here for you.
Amen.
And trust me, this wasn't like some plan that I had. I often tell people, if somebody would have said, oh, you're going to be a pastor of a church in Rochester, and people are going to come and hear you preach Jesus, I'd probably shot him. I probably would have thought there's something bad wrong with this one. I'd be doing God a favor. Blasphemer. But no, he has a plan for all of us. I don't know what plan he has for you guys, but ask him. He'll share it with you. Amen? He'll share it with you. Might be just for one person. Might be for many. But you guys are uniquely qualified to put this simple message in front of somebody that God has prepared beforehand to listen to you.
Amen. Amen.
Yep, you. I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yep.
You can. All things.
That's right.
Well, not that. All things. All is pretty impressive, man.
Yep.
That's a big word. I remember one time I was staying in a laundromat in Beaver. I just got out of prison, didn't have a washer or dryer. So I had to go to the laundromat. I took 2 weeks of clothes and stuck them into one washing machine. That's how I roll. And shut up. watch a laundry soap. And I was staring there trying to make my selection, and I thought, good Lord, everybody that ever named their laundry detergent must be a believer in Jesus Christ. Because the names on the detergent were just thrilling to me. Tide. Tide's in, dirt's out. Cheer. Right on, man. Cheer's good. It just went on and on. I was like, wow. And I'm standing there. All these tattoos. You know, I got my laundry day clothes on, a pair of cut-off shorts and a t-shirt. No socks because they were all dirty. And I was getting all excited. And all these people at the laundromat were starting to do this. You know? So I shared with them. Hey, these must be believers that do this, right? You know, bounce. I got some bounce now, right? Look at all this stuff, man. This is cool. They must all believe in Jesus. And like most of them would grab their children and move away, but there was a couple people that go, you know, I think you're right. They were like, man, we're having church, you know, in the rinse cycle now. And they were like, how many clothes you put in there? I said, all of them. I push them in there. I got them in. But it's like little things like that that, I don't know, I'm wired funny like that, I guess. My heart's full of Jesus and I see stuff. And today, you know, one was out feeding the chickens and the sun burst through the clouds. And there was these big raindrops on all the branches. And the sun was shining through them, and I thought, man, that's just beautiful. And the wind kicked up, and it was like little star fires or something falling down because the sun was still hitting big drops. So I thought, man, that's gorgeous. Thank you, Lord.
Right.
Thank you, Lord. It ain't the first time I've spoken to God when I see something cool like that. And he always seems to come back into my heart with the same thing. It's this. Well, Bill, thank you for noticing that. I did that for everybody.
Amen.
But thank you for noticing it and sharing that back with me. And I don't know how many people it happened to that probably just looked at it and kept going. But if you'll take a minute and thank God for seeing something like that, he gets a chuckle out of that. He really does. And he'll be like, yeah, we'll do this again because you're looking. You're looking. We'll do this again. Running late for work the other day, I'm like, man, I'm going to miss my parking spot. If I don't get there like dark 30 before everybody else, I got to park way over there. And when I get done with work, I don't want to walk way over there. I want to turn the corner and go, hello. Let me throw down my stuff and crawl in you. Ah. And I'm like, man, Lord, you're my provider. I'm going to get a spot. You know, I got the best doggone spot there was. I thought, oh, man, they're backed up 6 deep already. And I looked, God's like, look again. I'm like, no way. I hope there ain't a little car in there or something, you know, that I couldn't see. It is dark and there's spotlights. I got up there and I'm like, really? 3 away from the gate? Oh, check this out. I am royalty, you know? But I thanked him for it. That was cool. It's the little things. I was telling Wanda, since I've been praying at work, we've not had one reportable injury at all. And I was right there and saved a kid the other day, causing me a whole lot of paperwork and probably him some bodily injury. He almost took a step up with something this high onto nothing right in front of me. Whoa, hey, the ladder's over here. How you missing that? But I thought, wow, right place, right time. You don't believe in coincidences, do you? coincidences. Coincidence since 1903. Coincidence I had this 30 years before I bowed the knee. Nope. God knows.
Amen.
He'll put you right where you need to be.
Amen.
Every time. And he'll tell you in your heart, in your spirit, in your gut, you don't need to be here. You gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Your head might be saying one thing, but if this is saying something else, back up and take another look at it, man. What's the simple message? God loves you, man.
Amen.
Right where you're at, no matter what you've been doing. There's hope. And the simplest thing to do is just ask him into your heart. And I'll do this very much bigger. I should. So right now, you're listening to this message and you're thinking, man, maybe God's talking to me. Why don't you take this opportunity right now with me and invite Jesus into your heart? I don't know how to pray. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'll help you.
Amen.
Just keep quiet. Know that he's going to do it. Just say something like, Father, in the best way I know how, I invite Jesus into my heart right now. And save me. Heal me. Redeem me. Fix me. I need you, Lord. And I thank you. I give it up right now. I give it all to you. Thank you, Lord. For saving me. In Jesus' name. Amen. And you pray that from your heart and something happened. You can't explain it, neither did I, but something changes in here. It's like, what was that? Like tide. Christ in, dirt's out.
Amen.
He's got a clean slate. Now follow him. Follow him. Find your Bible-based church, get in there.
Amen.
Read your Bible. If you ain't got a Bible, I'll find you one. Amen? He loves us. Ain't no doubt about it. Love him back for a while. See what happens. Amen? Love him back. See what happens. All right. Listen, I love you. God bless you as always. If you brought a kid here today, take one home with you. Barry, what?
God bless you too.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. So, we love you. Come back and see us soon. If you'd like to donate to Faith to Faith Ministries, you can do so by a check or money order. Make it payable to F2F Ministries, 307 East Washington Street, Rochester, PA, 15074. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.